You go ahead, you might be scratching your heads. Why the Nolan once again over to Onic? Well, AP Bren decides, hey, we'll take vision, we'll take the fact that Joy is open as well, and we'll match it up against each other. But still, right, what do we see in the gold lane for both these teams? Really, as we get through it, we're probably expecting some gold lane bans to come through. The Kadita, though, is going to be taken out from AP Bren.
Kadita, definitely a solid ban, something that could punish few in the laning phase, right? Even once the level 4 spike comes, if Sans plays that Kadita like an assassin, or they decide to, no, now they have the Gwyn, so it's got to be a roam Gwyn. Either way, on the side of Onic, we're looking at mid lane for them right now. I like the Guinevere pickup, but it's going to be hard to target down on a Joy. Main target for Keyboy right now has got to be few, and whatever Super Marco ends up locking in. Onto the second phase of bans now. They take out the Paquito. Do they continue to hammer into the EXP lane? They did this last time, right?
Yeah.
Last time, even though the Arlala was picked up, they expect it still that Ogwyn is going to get it, and they're going to force this Arlot to stay in the EXP lane.
Is the proof that I'm still
Brody being
alive.
taken out here. Once again, interesting ban, right? Really trying to get this matchup. Once again, Claude comes through. So this still, the fact that there's a couple gold laners that we've seen through, up to this point. You have, of course, the Bruno that we're still talking about. You have the Claude, since that's taken out, the Brody. The answer, Bruno, comes up. Now, what do you want to play into here if you're Onic?
Yeah, no Claude, no Brody, no Wanwan even, right? So, what, the only thing opens the carry here. They go for the Herod! Oh man, Onic. They have a lot of mid control right now, but then if you have a Herod in the side, do you want to double down on some more magic damage, even harder with the Lilia, or do you want some long range? Because right now, with the Herod, they lack a lot of range.
Wow.
They go for the Gushin! They go for the dive! They go for the double down!
I mean, it's match point.
Wow.
And Onic never seems to disappoint with their drafts.
They want to do it in style.
They're going to do it
way.
in such style. Last time we saw Sans on the Gushin, it was an insane
I remember
game.
this specifically because Mirko had to
Was
say the
losing
ultimate.
his mind.
I had to say the ultimate.
Yep, the incandescence.
Exactly. Every time this Gushin is picked up, right, I'm excited, but also
You wonder, it's kind of
like,
like epitome.
it's
epitome.
epitome,
Right?
Right.
What about
yeah.
incandescence?
Incandescence?
I mean, if there's anyone that's going to play the Gushin and is at the epitome of the Gushin, it's definitely Sans.
Oh man, what do AP Bren close it off with though?
Right now, we'll still. There it is. Kufra.
I swear I was going to say it before he picked it.
I was going to say that was the flex.
I swear I was going to say it before he picked it.
Well, I believe you, but you took the buzzers off.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why you didn't say it.
You're right.
You forgot a business, man.
I forgot the business.
Well, you were the ones with the B.
The tennis.
Tennis,
Since
right?
I
So-
know you're about to ask me what I think about the
Yeah, what
draft
do you think
overall
about-
Exactly.
because I have the foresight. Even though it's a chaotic and insane and everyone would say it's a horrible draft most of the time, I feel like I can trust an Onic with this draft. But still, because I want a game number 5, I'm going to say that the Bees got this.
You say they got it.
They got it.
Okay. Well, once again, we're going to see if the Bees got it, if they can extend the series. As right now, it's Onic at match point here. And a decisive game, too, that we saw them. They're going in with a very risky, interesting, flashy team composition for game 3 to possibly close out the series and get closer to the Golden Road as we jump into the land of Dawn for game number 3.
All right, so let's be realistic here, right? We take a look at Onic's composition. Definitely aggressive, a huge level 4 spike for almost every member of their team. Now onto the side of AP Bren, they do have a lot, and I mean a lot of late game potential. Definitely a huge win condition for the side of AP Bren. AP Bren needs to try to slow them down. Watch out for the level 4 spike. Watch out for the mid-game spike overall. Few needs to stay as far back as possible. He can't get caught off by Sans. He can't get caught off by Keyboy. As long as Few can do that, it's definitely a possibility.
The Tyrant's Revenge on the Keyboy, forcing a flicker out. Calteezy jumping in for the damage. Kyrie doing the same thing. Turned around, first blood, picked up by AP Bren, but Kyrie, the god in the jungle, takes a double kill.
Very
2-1.
quick.
2-1 already already, Naisu.
Already, you can feel it, right? San's feeling pretty good about it. But again, how does that help?
The last time we saw Gushin, in the last tournament we saw Gushin, it was another San. It was Sanji on the Gushin. It's poetic that now it's Sans.
Very poetic.
Yeah, must be something about the first three letters there.
The Sans.
Kyrie, though.
Oh, he gets out. Beautiful dash away from the bouncing ball.
All right, so it's 2-1. Definitely still anybody's game. We're just getting started, but you can already feel the pressure, and so far the past 3 games have been full of this, but up on the top side.
CW gets a good hit, Super Marco taken low, and now someone's crawling down. The assassin from the mid lane. Super Marco has the Purify. San's not able to find the angle, jumps in and gives CW the pressure he needs to shove the wave, and Sans is chasing Super Marco down. He's making him walk all the way under the tier 2.
Are they going to be able to deny Super Marco both of those gold cannons?
Yes.
Because if so, that is going to be huge. Here comes Few to try to help out. Try to get Super Marco in range just to get something there.
Sans picks up 1. He takes Few down. Now Kyrie against Baptiste with the help of Boots. Keyboy as well. Boots finds the penalties onto the back. It's a killing spree for Kyrie. Dodges away. He buys the turtle. Onic are massacring AP Bren in the first 2 minutes.
This is a lineup that I would like to just describe as finesse. That's what these heroes do, and that's how it's being executed right now by Onic.
And not many teams around the world could pull off a composition like this, and they're hitting this level 4 spike so well right now. AP Bren at this point needs to just be careful, maybe even not try to force the next turtle, maybe even try to just run away from any fights at this point, because they're gonna need a little bit of time. They gotta go help out Super Marco. Someone's gotta get up there, because if he keeps getting starved out, if he's a level or 2 behind CW, it is gonna be bad when we get to the 6, 7, 8 minute mark.
Okay, let's reel it in once again here. AP Bren, they are down by 2,200 gold at this point in the game. Itemization-wise, they're still trying to work on those first items to get picked up here, but still, they can play around that too as they try to just buy some time. You said it yourself, Trex, trying to buy some time for Super Marco, protect him a little bit, right? Look at the pressure here.
I mean, half of that gold lead is in the hands of Kyrie.
Spatial migration canceled out, but he's going to be pinned down. Super Marco Keyboy flickers out to safety, and CW gets out of the Tyrant's rage, not even utilizing the Purify.
Onic. That's all I can say right now. They're all over the map. They have the movement speed. And here's the thing. They can attack these off lanes because they have such great dive potential right now. With the Gushin, with Kyrie on this Nolan, it's hard to slow them down. It's hard to play safe because they can get right under your tower. CW dropped the Zaman's Force last fight. Slows Super Marco down. There's no way for him to even get out. And that's what makes it so easy for them to get these pickoffs.
The scary part, too, is if you're looking at all the items, right? That was a Genius 1 picked up by Sans now. You have the Starlium Scythe on CW, so interaction-wise, magic damage-wise, is going to hurt. Even Ogwin.
Zaman Force going to be used up. Ogwin with the time's rage, able to lock Keyboy down and flickers out to safety right now. Keyboy's going to be able to pop that Requiem, but Calteezy takes him out. Electrifying beat. CW not able to find Super Marco just yet, but the turtle will be secured on the other side of the map with a Petrify connecting. Sans and CW turning around once again, and Sans body blocks the Astral Sphere. Flapteezy looking for another sort of initiation, but he will not be able to find it.
Just when Kyle Teasy finally pulls something off there, he goes a little bit too deep and it's taken out Naisu.
This is the, as I was saying, you know, Sans wasn't even part of the fight, but still you can see the damage potential with this lineup. Again, it does take a certain type of finesse to pull these heroes off, but so far, the interaction between them, it's building up, right? The power spike at this point in the game is clear, even given the situation. That's why, objectively, AP Bren, it's better that some of these turtles, they have just, let's give it up, let's go ahead and farm up as much as possible. But see this, Super Marco having a difficult time just trying to find the gold right now.
Violet Requiem onto Kyrie's damage, onto Ogwin with a bouncing ball. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, CW gets picked off. It's a two-man dive into bottom lane. AP Bren showing signs of life.
I love how in some of those last two fights we saw, Onic isn't even worried about the bouncy ball. They're literally dashing right in it just to chase him down, dropping the Zaman's Force. At this point, Onic, 3K gold lead, 6 minutes in. It's definitely a slightly slower pace than the snowball that they had last game, but they are just getting started. Hopefully in a minute or two, AP Bren may be able to hit some sort of spike. But look at the gold lead in the gold lane. Over 1K into the hands of CW. Super Marco just completing his Haas Claws, just completing his first item. That is a huge deficit, and he's supposed to be the big damage dealer. He's supposed to be the one that comes into the team around the 7-8 minute mark and is able to unload. We are seeing him already rotate down. Ogwin looking for something.
Turns Rage, Revenge as well, used up Boots. Flashback all the way in.
Kyrie!
Oh my goodness, the fracture from Kyrie. Just takes Super Marco out, he pops the Purify, but he's unable to get out of that burst.
So again, talking about Super Marco being behind, this furthers it, right? It's getting a little drastic here. Oh, you lead.
While Requiem, incandescent, CW executes Flapteezy. And Onic now are pushing their goal lead even further in this game. 3 turtles to nothing.
Okay, back to it objectively. 3 now in favor of Onic. Goal lead building up here. You have to start to ask yourself, where is AP Bren going to be able to find the comeback for this, right? Given the lineup that they have, the Joy, who has slipped through the cracks for the most part, but really hasn't been able to utilize. M-Series Facts, by the way, total kills ranking. Kyrie has surpassed Carl Teasy's total kills in the M-Series. The Sky King is now ranked 4th with 201 kills.
And you don't see that very often for a jungler anymore.
He's been in 3 M-Series, right? Yeah, Onic PH M3, Onic with M4 and M5.
He's come a long way, and right now, he is minutes. If they can win this game, he's minutes away from a grand final standing. Onic is hungry for this, and it shows in their gameplay. Now, look at the gold earned. Kyrie and CW just leading the pack right now. Few, Flapteezy, Super Marco sitting below almost everybody on the side of Onic.
Taking a look at the items here. Once again, the biggest drastic thing that has to change here for AP Bren is allowing Super Marco to get where he needs to be. A lot of times teams pick up the Bruno because usually you have the 2 items, you have the Haas Claws, you have the Berserker's Fury early on, and you're able to build up, scale up really quickly. But this time, Onyx had the answer for that, right? They've really slowed him down. And so if AP Bren, they have to find a way to stay alive for the most part. And that's why you even see some of these defensive items being picked up, right? You have the Radiant Armors here now available to deal with some of this burst magic damage like we saw even previously from Kyrie alone.
And now it gets really tough for the side of AP Bren, right? How do they look for an angle here? It's technically, they have a lot of damage behind a lot of CC. They have Ogwin on that Kufra. We're going to look for a lot of disengages, re-engages, and even catches around the map. But they need to look for one big combo. It needs to be Onic clumped up together. Unfortunately, with this kind of composition, I don't feel like there's any reason for Onic to clump up together. They're all assassins.
Yeah, I mean, there's Boots, right? But for the most part, he's also just looking for his own angle to entry with a penalty zone. So for the most part, you're not going to be clumped up together if you're Onic. Even with this, the conceal going to be used. They spawn out Ogwin for now. Uh-oh.
1v1 Suns! Solo kills Kyle Teasy! In the bottom river, a mid laner taking on a jungler.
And he's doing it in fashion. Onic takes the Lord. AP Bren, is there an answer at this point? It seems so difficult. Oh, another knock-up.
Spatial migration into the Battle Requiem, into everything to take Ogwin down. That's the tank.
This is tough. Again, AP Bren, their backs against the wall here. It is only that first Lord. But when you're dealing with this type of deficit, terms of economy, especially in the gold lane, it's tough to buy more time. Even if Ogwin lands the perfect Rage and Revenge setups, combinations, do you have enough firepower to turn the tide of a fight right now? Holy Crystal being picked up as well. Turrets dropping after another as Onic gets prepped and ready to knock on the base turrets of AP Bren as they continue to take the resources.
Here's the thing, normally this type of gold lead between 2 teams like this, it would still be doable for AP Bren. But when you draft a composition like Onic has drafted here that is just so hyper aggressive, normally the reason you don't pick heroes like this, the reason you don't pick the Gusion in mid is because it is such risk reward. It has such an impact. But now that they have gotten to that reward, they've been able to scale. They're 10-3, they're 9K gold ahead. That is a dangerous concoction against AP Bren. Take a look at San's build. He's got the glowing wand, and now he's even got the Winter Truncheon locked in just in case as a defensive measure. If he wants to go for that insane deep dive, he's gonna have the ability to help himself and get himself out.
And of course, it's Sans here in front of the home crowd favorites, recalling and showing that finesse.
The styling right there once again. Still similar situation, AP Bren trying to find anything they can. You already saw the disparity.
Oh!
Spatial migration dodged away from, able to escape from the Tyrant's range. Final slash, whoa, by Flap Teasy. Not connecting onto anyone.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, that was a whiff.
Yep, tough one once
How
again.
I see it.
Call him how you see it, because that's the situation for AP Bren. Once again, backs against the wall, it's tough. The damage though from Kyle Teasy.
Zaman Force coming down, Kyle Teasy with electrifying fates! Boots finds a penalty zone! And that might just be it with a violent requiem to take Ogwen down. Only one member left standing. It's View!
Oh my God, AP Bren, this could be it.
With one last incandescence, the Sky Kings have the Golden Road open, set for them to make the one last leap. There's only one thing that can explain this. The atas langit, ada Onic!
Another brick laid on the Golden Road as they head into the grand final for M5.
It has been 4 years since Indonesia has made it to a grand finals. Onic have gotten through it. The naysayers, the doubters, they've been trying time and time again, and finally they are closer on their golden road.
Oh, and you know where that brings us once again? The matchup later on today. The work that has to be here for AP Bren against Blacklist.